Doing good. How are you?
Whew. Early morning, but I
Right.
see you in the office.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get here at 7 every day. On the days I'm um, planning to be here with
Good
me,
deal.
me and Megan's schedule. So
We were hugging the pillow. But Michelle's made it to her physical therapy today.
very good.
Hmm.
I'm glad she's feeling better.
Oh yeah. We got MD Anderson tomorrow
Hmm.
afternoon, and hoping that we'll just be able to put it aside and wait till after our Mexico trip.
Which is next month, right?
Yep. I gotta finish paying for it. You know,
Yep.
same old, same old. Good morning, Diane. Good seeing you this weekend.
Ooh, I figured out how to do that. Thank you. Good seeing you guys.
Yay. You
Yeah.
did it.
I can't show you video because my hair's all curled.
Oh, so's
I've been
mine.
up,
So's mine.
I've been up
It's a
since
little long.
4:30 working.
You know, I got those pictures where the hair, where you just put a little piece of paper and you can tell there's a little bit of sunlight in between it. I got a little bit of hair.
I can't get over that gorgeous baby. She's so cute.
Is she
She's
good?
beautiful.
She is an angel for sure.
That'll keep happening and you'll be happy until the first boyfriend comes around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be all right.
They were gonna pull bad boys on her.
Yeah.
You here to pick up Bella? Who are you?
Some random
Oh.
guy comes from the kitchen. Who's this guy?
Yeah.
I just hope he has short hair.
Well, yeah. You never know. I mean, these days you can't tell, Diane.
I know.
You know, we thought the long hair was gone, and then it came back. So,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
man. Well, good morning. I know it's early morning on Monday, and we haven't had these in a couple weeks. And next week we won't have one either because we're going to be either in Denver or on the way back from Denver. So, be aware of that. But then after that, we should be back on normal train time, making things happen. Got a little sniffles today, man. It's a little bitty like muffler at the back of the throat. Hey, Sonia. We see you. We can't hear you, but we can see you. You made it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the camera, but good morning.
Yeah, don't scare us driving. You know, don't make us nervous.
I know it. Okay.
You know, we're in the life insurance business. We don't want to see any accidents.
I know it. I know it. Oh goodness.
We've done it before, though. I can tell you that. Brandy, how you doing this morning? Brandy had a good week last week, I think. She figured some stuff out, Sonia. That's a good thing.
I know. That's what I've been doing this weekend, trying to study.
You know, it all comes down to just figure stuff out. You know, and it's all a grand experiment. Some days it works, some days it don't. Some days you got to figure it out.
Right. Exactly.
Jonathan, you got some stuff here this morning?
Yeah, I was wanted to hear about Brandy's week. I know Michelle had mentioned she had a good one, and then I was just gonna take questions and then do like some live dials, honestly.
Cool.
I mean, I've got some stuff, but I also have leads that I know a lot of people are working the internet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So figured it'd be good to do a little bit of live dial on that. Unless I mean, we could talk about other stuff too, but that was kind of on my agenda.
All right. Well, let's let her rock and roll, man.
So I know I saw Brandy just on.
Yeah, she'll be back on. She
Yeah.
pops in and out like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she's having a problem with her audio.
Gotcha. But yeah, I just wanted to hear from her because I know that I guess that's sounded like her biggest week since she's been with us. I know she was here a long time ago, but like since she come back, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you know,
So,
and the business is different than it was back then. You know, I think
Yeah.
a lot of ways, and I think a lot of what she's been picking up is, you know, what Michelle's been coaching her through. You know, Michelle's at physical therapy this morning, so she can't do double duty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but a lot of it's just I think been, you know, like, are you saying this? Are you saying this? Are you following up?
Right.
Let me see.
But yeah, we did a training on Saturday here locally, and on Houston, it was or in like downtown Houston area. It was really good, and just reminded me like it's good to, if you can, get out. If there's a meeting close to you, it's always a good thing to go see some other people. Just remind you that, you know, stuff you might be like afraid of doing in the business is just not that big of a deal when you're around others, you know, because we're all people, and the business is ultimately pretty simple. There's some basics that if you just do them consistently will produce a lot of fruit. Whether you're doing leads or warm market, you know, it applies to all of it. But I was just reminded of that. So I just want to encourage you, like, I would continue like writing down what your goals are with the business, you know, share that with somebody, and then just continue taking daily steps towards it. Right. So like if I know Diane had mentioned some IUL stuff she was talking to someone about, and I would just encourage you on that. Just keep writing it down and then keep asking for the appointment. You know, that's how you ultimately get the business. And then, you know, reach out for help whenever you have the appointment on some things you might need to be reminded to bring up, you know,
Be
and then
an
you learn
asset.
through that process. What's that?
Just be an available asset for folks. You know, it's just letting them know what you do, and when the door opens, take it. You know,
right. And you know, it's like we get paid. I don't know. It's like $500 on average per application that we help. A lot of times more, and it's just, you know, I've never seen a business like that. You know, so yeah, just keep moving. I mean, if you know what you're trying to accomplish, it's a lot easier. You know, if you're writing stuff down and you're sharing it with somebody else. But I wanted to try to hear from you, Brandy, if you can unmute. I know you had your best week since you've been here, so I just wanted to hear a little bit about it, and you know, your experience with it, what you learned, what, you know, just.
Can you hear me?
Randy, good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We're just going to ask you how. You know, it looks like you had a really good week. Tell us about it.
Yeah, let's see. That was it 4,500? Something like that.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's good. It's a blessing. Yeah, I think the week everyone was in Ireland, I think I might have written, I think 5 something, and I was like, I wasn't expecting to be in the top 3. I was like, maybe 5 or 6, but not 3, because all the big hitters with the annuities.
You never
But that's
know, man.
okay.
It fluctuates day to day. It fluctuates week to week.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, this past week, it was kind of a leftover from a week or two ago when I had like over 100 dials. So I know my dials didn't look so big this week. It was like 75 or 47. I can't remember, 47 dials. Yeah, 47. And I had 7 contacts, 6 appointments, 4 set on 4, and 4 apps. There were 2 large. There was a husband and wife, and 2 large final expense apps for, like, I think it was, one was 179, one was 150. They had I had written them 10 years ago on a term, and at the time they only wanted 15 years for their mortgage. It was a 15-year mortgage, and so we wrote that. But now they only have like 2 or 3 years left, or it might have been 12 years ago. But yeah, they only have like 3 years left. So, and they decided, with their age being 74 and their health kind of up there, kind of risky with their health, waiting 3 more years. So they decided to do a final expense on that. I wrote them both on Aflac,
Cool.
and yeah.
Cool.
So, and then
Well, and I think you're working a lot of your older clients too. I think that's a blessing too, because they know you a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, people let things last. I mean, even you and I were just discussing earlier this week just about the ones you didn't even know that didn't even make the first payment because you got a number wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I put an extra 0 on the e-app. Like, I was doing the e-app, and the lady only had 8 digits in her account number. So I called Moo, and I was like, what's going on? Why isn't this, the tech support, why isn't this going through? And the person on the line said, just put an extra 0 on the end. And I did. And when I did, it turned out to be, the e-app went through, but I had to go back in, and it didn't go through. So yeah, I caught that I said I had debt, and I put an extra 0. So if y'all come across that, just know.
Yeah, I think people get scared about whether or not they want to, call people because something happened, and really, honestly, most days it is just a change of address. It's a change of wrong banking information, a little bit of number off, easy things to fix,
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other app, well, ended up being 2 apps. It was a critical policy, cancer, heart attack, and stroke. And I wrote it with Aetna, and they don't have a rider on there. So it's 2 separate apps. So I had to do one because he already got approved for the cancer. So now the heart attack and stroke's waiting. So actually that ended up being 2 apps for that one person.
It counts.
So it counts. So I was like, well, I think that's 2. I was trying to be really technical.
There's 2 ways we count things. We count things both on premium, but really app count. And you think about it, it's almost good that it's 2 separate policies, because if something does come up down the road and they need to adjust one or don't think they need one, yeah, and they can make that decision, and it doesn't kill off both the products. It keeps one in play. But hey, look, I'm in the age group of folks that are getting cancer and heart attacks and stuff like that. I'm waiting for one of my good friends to end up with something, and these are important products, and you go, well, are they really that much money? Not necessarily, but when you add them all up on a week, they add up. And I think that was always one of the things that I knew about Michelle, was that hers was always going to be like one of those deals where if she just did, like a whole bunch of small ones, she'd end up with $4,000 in Brandy,
Yeah.
It's just how it works out. Good morning,
Yeah.
Megan. How's Bella?
Good morning. She's great.
There
Hey,
she
Bella.
is.
Say hello.
I want attention.
Yeah. But yeah, those small apps, they add up. You're capturing the client. That's what you're doing in those scenarios. And that pays bigger than the small apps, you know? You're just getting everything you can in the door. So
Every day. Every
and
day.
thinking, and not just thinking about the apps, but like thinking about what that customer needs. And that's what you did, Brandy. Some agents, like, they get nervous about having to do so many apps, that they forget to think about the true needs and ask the right questions to the clients, because just are nervous to do multiple apps because it adds more complexity to the situation. Not really, but it seems like it does. Like, you already have all the information. It's really not. It just takes maybe 5 more minutes, right? But good job for pushing through that.
I love it. I love it. And Diane, you were at the meeting this past week, and I was impressed. You know, for years and years and years, we did boot camps at our office, and you know, the Super Saturday boot camp they did this weekend here in Houston, I think it was really very concise and very good information. And Sonia, I know that you're in Georgia, and you know, Mike Guerra, the guy who kind of does the ones who comes through here, kind of leads it up. He's also out of the Atlanta area too. So I keep an eye open for anything that pops up and get into one of those as well.
Okay.
You know, because you know it's two things that happen in those meetings. One is you get like yeah, aha moment, right? Like, I never thought of that, you know, or you know, maybe you got one burning question about, you know, you want to write one certain product, but you don't know how to completely get it, you know, get it right for the folks. You know, how do you do that? And it was really kind of good. And Megan, I'm sorry I left out on your last talk, but
That's okay.
but
heard
you
me.
know, just even talking through the in-home presentation, talking through the dialing process, even just talking about how do you deal with somebody who's already got, you know, one of the things I think we run into a lot is, you know, well, they said they already got something. Well, great, that's perfect. Let's go do a review. Let's figure out what they've got. You never know if what they have is going to be something that you can leverage, not only for them. I mean, we're not talking about, you know, trying to replace everything. You know, in one scenario that Mike laid out the other day, you know, he found a policy that the woman had been paying on for years and years and years. And it was one of those deals where she could stop paying and actually get more death benefit than what she had, and then just turn around and take that money and add even more death benefit onto it, you know? So always be an investigator, you know. In my mind, you just got to be like, let's investigate this. Let's figure out what's going on.
Like, curious, I think, is the right word, because I think whenever we start to investigate, like, without having the relationship, like if it's not a current customer already, it's a new lead or whatever, if we start to be like
don't interrogate.
Right. I just come from it from a curious standpoint, like, you know, how long ago did you get that? Oh, that's awesome that you know, locked in that rate so long ago. When's the last time you had a review on that policy? Just curious, you know. I do reviews on policies all the time and find that some situations people really did get the best thing out there for them, and in some situations, there's some times where I can actually get you either more coverage for the same cost, or help you actually get you money back, or help you stop paying on the plan together, you know. And then people go, oh, really? You know, it's, people are so used to shopping around for like their homeowners or their car insurance every 6 months, every year, every 2 years, whatever, however they do it. But they forget that they're not, you don't re-shop for life insurance, but you need to review your life insurance every few years. And why? Because products change. Even you, if you have life insurance, you should review your own life insurance. Like, take a deep dive. If your family has life insurance, ask if you can review their life insurance to try to get, some experience under your belt of reviewing policies. But it should be something that you at least do annually. And that's why we set it up with our customers. And that's why we say this all the time on the DCC and on these calls, and how you hear Brandy talking about during helping a client that she helped 10 years ago. Well, we set it up in the beginning whenever we're writing the policy that we're going to be that customer's client, or that we're going to be that customer's agent for life. So they're going to hear from us next year and the year after and the year after that. And some years you're not going to get deals, but some years some years you're just keeping the relationship alive. That way, when they think about this, they call you and you're the person that they trust, and it leads to business later. But so that you're also finding opportunity for people like, hey, let me just make you aware of what your options are with this policy now. You've been in it for X amount of years. And it is a puzzle. Like, sometimes it feels like you're putting together a puzzle without having the box. Like, that's what it feels like sometimes when you're working lead, or if you're trying to compare somebody's policy that's been enforced for a long time. It's like, and that's how I describe it to customers. Like, this is like, I'm trying to put together a puzzle for you without the box. So like, you're going to have to help me figure out what's on the box so that I can put the puzzle together correctly for you and your family. So I'm going to ask you some questions. It's not to be intrusive, I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm really doing the right thing by you and your family. Does that make sense?
Right. More information or more knowledge can help you make a better decision. And who doesn't want that?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Michelle's coaching me on, I didn't even know you could do this. Like, 10 or so years later, you can, some of my clients I'm running into, they're older. They're outpaying what they have because they just wanted a little 5,000 here and there to add to what they had. And I'm like, well, let's see what it would be to do a reduced paid up. And so I'm learning more about that. And so, a lot of them are very appreciative. Like Megan said, I said, hey, I just want to see if we can save you some money. Because if you can stop that $60 a month and put it toward, I don't know, your groceries or whatever, or even if you wanted a new policy for more, it's whatever they're looking for. So they appreciate that.
Or
helping them.
Or,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those are the things that you like. It gets a little bit more complicated when we start talking about reduced paid up and all that. But that's what we were talking about on Saturday with the team is if you're sitting with a lot of final expense customers, that is like a weapon in your toolbox that most agents aren't going to pull out, So if you know how to use that tool properly, you're going to go in there and write way more business than the average agent because you know how to do it. So, yeah. That's mainly for the final expense market. But I've even run across somebody who had a universal life policy that was set up in the late 80s, early 90s, who we just did a 1035 exchange into a single premium whole life, So there's so many ways to do this thing. You just got to be curious and come from a place of, I'm just going to try to serve this customer best way I know how. And that's all you can do. And like you said, Brandy, you take that $60 and you put it into another policy, get them more coverage for the same cost. Everybody loves that. Or a cancer plan or whatever.
Yeah, true. That's good. I can't believe I just found out about that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, that's what you get.
We kind of joked because I told him, I said, I was new when I talked to y'all about 11, 12 years ago. And I said, we kind of laughed and I said, I'm not new anymore. And then, because I remember one client said, how long have you been doing this? And then someone had told me to say all day long because when I first started out and just kind of laugh it off.
Good.
That's right.
That's good. And that's like a perfect, I mean, that's all of us have learned that way, Brandy. Like none of us came out of passing our life insurance exam knowing how to apply it up for people. You know what I mean? Like we know the concepts, or maybe we even don't when we pass the test, but this is the stuff that you learn over time. There's just no way that you can learn how to help every situation in the beginning, no way. So that's why we teach people to start with the basics, the final expense, term, and then as you need to learn more, it's just the way it goes. And that's exciting that you learned it, because now you know.
Yes.
Yep. So 9 o'clock. So we got a few minutes left, but 9 o'clock we've got the daily coaching call. It happens every day, Monday through Friday. Make sure you're getting on that. I don't know how we're going to do it, how that's going to work out this week on Friday and Monday, but I'm sure somebody's going to be doing it. Because there's some of us going to be over in Denver at the View from the Edge. But do get on there. Find a way. Squeeze it in. I just remember back in the day when we were first getting started and we had all these calls that we were trying to get on. You just kind of try and find a way to squeeze in the call, even just to listen. Put an earpiece in, something, and just be part of the call. And you're going to learn something. You're going to get something. And today we're talking about numbers. Today's our see who did the best. Michelle was too exhausted yesterday. She was a rest day. She didn't even turn in her number. So that's next week. So that's how it happens. You can sneak in, Brandy. So you never know. She could have had $12,000, but now next week it's going to show up, you see. But, anyway, get on those calls, sneak on them. That's the best thing I can tell you to do at 9 Central Standard Time. It is part of the magic that we've got going on. Get on here and, on the Monday calls. Like I said, next week, we're going to be in Denver. We're not going to be on the call. I'm going to be in the air. Flying on a plane.
Only on Friday and Monday. But the DCC will still be on. We have a leaders call today. We'll figure out the logistics of that. But the DCC will not end. Will not stop those days. They will definitely still be there. So,
Johnny, you got some parting words for us, brother?
Sorry, I had to step out real quick. Apologize about that.
We managed to have a good conversation. I don't know if you heard it all.
I didn't, but I'm glad. No, I just hope the call is it's like encouraging you every morning. Like that's the whole purpose, is that it serves you well. Reach out if you have questions or need help. You can reach me on Slack, or I'll put my number in the chat as well if you don't have it. And make it a great day. I mean, you never know when you put in activity what can happen. Like you never know, and typically it's always good things. So
that's right.
That's all I got to say.
It's Monday, man. It's Monday. Yeah. It's a good day. Time to get out there and make things happen.
Yeah. So
we're up.
Yep.
See y'all.
Do it.
See y'all on the day.
See ya.
Bye, Bella. Bye, Bella.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Y'all too.
Bye.